Hey everyone, I'm Devin, your friendly neighborhood board gamer, and this is Devin Talks Tabletop, the channel where what I say...
That's not how you start.
Yeah, it is.
It is not. You start by saying, hi everybody, my name is Devin, and I talk about tables, because this is Devin Talks About Tables.
That's not my channel.
It is.
Are you trying to pervert the intent of my channel?
Devin,
what tables do you want me to talk about?
Out of the two of us, I am the least perverted.
What tables do you want me to talk about?
You're not even going to say anything about it, because you know it's so true.
This is not true. You haven't even met my wife, man.
I said out of the two of us. I'm not going to say anything bad about your wife. I'm one with my wife.
We are one thing. We're together. Mm-hmm. We're tied together.
That's good.
We committed to this. We're in deep.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
All right. As I said, this is the channel where what I say is made up and the points don't matter. And the games are made up, and when I say it doesn't matter, I have riffed off of Whose Line Is It Anyway so much that I don't even remember. Also, we're hitting 2 a.m. here.
Is it?
It's past 2 a.m. It's got to be past 2 a.m. And it's not a gameplay with Black
2:22 as a matter of fact. 2:22 a.m.
But we are dedicated to getting a video out for you all.
Because I made him do it. He was going to go to bed, and he was like,
no,
I
asked you on stream to do this with me.
You did. And then when we were downstairs and we ate, and you were like, oh, I'm so hungry, my tummy all full, I want to go to bed. That's what you said. You were like, I'm so tired. I don't have time, West. And I said, you know what? We promised your subscribers that we would fill some things. So here it is again. West,
for the rest of my life,
helping you.
For the rest of my life, are you going to be twisting all of the words I say to make me look like the idiot?
I don't have to twist them is the thing. It's the way they come out of your mouth.
So... We are here past 2 a.m.
Past 2 a.m.
to chat with you in a non-exhaustive but appreciative list of the top 5 content creators who I met and spent time with at Origins.
Oh.
And I thought
it was the top 5 people that you've actually, that you know.
No, I mean, it would make sense because Jesse and Alex are both not on this list. I can see how you would get confused.
I wanted to, wait till you got all the way through 5, and then I was like, oh, so Jesse doesn't matter, Alex doesn't matter.
Yeah, no.
None of them people?
No, none of them.
Your friends from Arkansas?
Kids Planning?
Or
play the game.
Play the game now? Yeah, they don't matter either?
That's cool. Those are 3 awesome, content creators that I've already have a relationship with over the course of the last year or two. So,
okay.
So I'm not counting them.
You're not counting them.
No,
okay.
They're already.
So they don't count.
It's the equivalent of Jesse having KDM as his unspoken top game of all time, and then doing Buses as number 1.
Gotcha. So
I already have relationships with the 3 of them, so it would feel detrimental to talk about that right now.
Okay, so all 3 of them are way up here, and then everybody else is.
How are you? Why are you here? Why are you here? I don't know.
I'm literally here to make sure you get this thing filmed because that seems to be the issue with.
I really don't like you sometimes. Most of the time I like you, 99% of the time.
99, but
there's a solid 1% in which you're a boorish human being.
No, man, a boorish, that's a good word.
Thank you. All right.
That's a good word.
I'm going to say this is top 5 content creators I got to spend time with at Origins. These are people who I had not really previously met that I was able to build relationships with, and I really appreciated getting to do that. Number 1, and this is not in any level of ranking. These are just 5 people, and I'm going to talk about them as I go. Number 1 is Chris George from Room and Board. So he is a Canadian content creator. He's an actor up in Canada.
And they eat chips?
He's just an exceptional human being. I got to spend some time with Chris. I live streamed with him once when I was doing one of my schlogs. And also he just spent time with us several times. He ate dinner with us one night, and I got to spend a good amount of time around Chris. I really liked him. I think he's a stand-up human being, and he does really good content. One of the things that I appreciate is he covers Kickstarters, but he also focuses on crowdfunding from the perspective of actively showing restraint. He's like, hey, we don't have a lot of money sometimes. Sometimes all of us aren't super rich. So one of his main channels and one of his main reasons is 5 reasons not to back. And
I love those.
he usually waits until a campaign gets over 1 million or more, to where he's not like beating up on the little guy or anything like that.
Yep.
But he does these bigger campaigns. He's like, hey, here's 5 reasons why maybe this isn't something that you should spend your money on, and you should show some financial restraint.
Yeah, I've definitely watched a few of those. Those are fun.
But I mean, I had absolutely no like knowledge of him going into Origins this last weekend, and I got to spend quite a few days with him, quite a few evenings of hanging out outside of my work at the booth, and I had a really great time. I think he's an awesome human, and definitely want to collaborate with him in the future, want to chat more, because he's just the kind of person that I instinctively gravitate towards. He's a good person, and I want to hang out with him more. And you've watched his content?
I've watched his content, yeah.
What do you like most about his 5 Reasons Not to Buy series?
I actually really like that because I have FOMO. I have serious FOMO. So
wouldn't have known.
Yeah, when Alex talks about how great games are and how much that we should all just back everything, or most things, some things, it is nice to have another perspective.
You, Alex.
It's good to have another perspective, and I think Chris actually does a really good job with those. I really like him. I think hearing that other side is important, even though it's not always things like, you shouldn't back it because it's too expensive, but it's more usually in depth. Like, do you really need 10,000 miniatures on your table? This particular game, if you're not getting those games off the shelf anyway, this may not be the right option.
And also, curiously enough, my recommendation for you, all of my viewers, people who watch this video, is actually not to watch any of his board game Kickstarter coverage content. My vote is because I think it is wonderful. I think you should go watch on his channel. He has a parody of Freaks and Geeks by Donald Glover, which is a music video that he goes and he parodies that for board games. And it is lyrically and tonally just so good. It's one of the best video parodies I've seen in the board game space, and I've seen a few, some of which have made me cringe. And this is such a good one. I'm really impressed by it. I think he put a lot of work into it, and I think the Kickstarter coverage is predominantly what gets traffic on his channel. I think the Freaks and Geeks parody video is just sublime. You should go watch it and give some credit where it's due. A lot of work went into that, which I don't think has got... It doesn't have the views it deserves. So I love it a lot. Fair. But yeah, so that's Chris George from Room and Board. He is the new Alex for me. I replaced old Alex Radcliffe, who was just recently here on the live stream.
He was,
but
yeah.
He's old Alex.
He's
now.
old Alex.
He's old hat.
Old.
I want
old
new hat. I want new hat Alex, otherwise known as Chris George. And then the next person. Again, this is not. It's a curated list, but it's not a ranked list. Is Adam Singer from Shelf Clutter. Have you ever watched Shelf Clutter?
I have, yes.
Shelf Clutter is a channel in which Adam, who has a lot of programming and analytical background in terms of his professional work, he comes in and creates a pretty exhaustive list of what is coming up in the Kickstarter arena, things to pay attention to, and he really just dials in and does a bunch of research. Have you ever used him to kind of get a sense of what's in the crowdfunding space?
So... Alex is my go-to because I can.
What's funny is Alex actually uses
I know.
Shelf Clutter for his list.
And I think that Adam actually does a great job with that because he goes into everything. I feel like his list is bad for my FOMO because I end up wanting more things.
That's fair.
Which is very fair, yeah.
Yeah, so I got the chance to hang out with Adam at a cocktail bar called Denmark, which was probably my... tied for my favorite find at Columbus, in Columbus around the convention center. We went to a couple different places. We ate a lot at the North Market, which was kind of a food market with a bunch of different ethnic shops and zones throughout the whole spot. I really, really liked that place, but that was kind of what we ate during the day. And then during the night, we went to a place one time called Agave and Rye, which is a tequila and rye whiskey cocktail bar with a lot of really good food, focus on cocktails. But the other place we went to...
your Lick It, Suck It, and Tuck It shirt?
Yes, that is where I got the Lick, Swallow, Suck.
That's the one, yep.
Lick, Swallow, Suck shirt, which I very much am happy about. But we went to a second floor cocktail bar called Denmark, which was almost a balm or soothing choice to help us recover from a terrible liquor choice at I would guess is more of a college bar. honestly some of the worst drinks I've ever had in my life. Like,
really?
I could not finish them, and I had us leave the restaurant. I was like,
wow.
Like, I had us leave the bar. I was like, I can't drink this. It is not good. We tried to fix it with both water and simple syrup, and it was not a go.
Timestamp. Devin doesn't drink liquor well if it's college-aged liquor.
Oh, it was disgusting. So we left, but we went to the Denmark cocktail bar, and it was a fantastic place, great establishment, really well-made cocktails. But more importantly, it was a much more like calmer ambiance and environment, and we were able to just chat. Like, it was me, Shira, and Jesse, and then it was Adam Singer from Shelf Clutter, and then George Georgiadis, who heads Onero, which is a creative company outside of Canada. A lot of Canadians. I apparently hung out with predominantly Canadians at this event. And so we chatted, like, I mean, I think Jesse and George kind of went off and, like, they chatted for about an hour and a half or so. But Shira and me and Adam just had some really, like, engaging and, like, fun conversations for, like, 2 hours or so. And I really had a good time hanging out with him. He was with us earlier that night when we ate dinner and when we went to go pick up Jesse and Shira after Shabbat ended on Saturday night. So it was a really good event, and I had a great time.
He seems like a really cool guy. Like someone I'd really
He's
like
very analytical, and he's got he's very charming, and like he's got a very dry sense of humor. But it was very nice and refreshing to hang out with him. A lot of people that I enjoy spending time with, but it was nice to meet a new person, and also to kind of get some context for another content creator in our space.
Sure.
Really good one. Number 3 for me is a combo pick. It is Professor Meg. So Meg Oak is somebody that I have met at Gamma back in March, and then we've kind of chatted a couple times, and we ended up doing a Codenames game night together. Had a really good time with her. Meg, she's an awesome person. Mm-hmm. She's also part of a collective group of content creators called the Boardvengers, which includes Roberto Lopez and then also Nelson. I played with all 3 of them in a Blood on the Clock Tower event, which I had a really good time doing. I was the imp, and I slaughtered everybody, and it felt really, really good. Which
basically means that you lied the entire time. You were subversive.
Does that surprise you?
Not at all. You're horrible at those types of games.
I'm horrible at them.
In that you are so good at them because you are so deceptive on a regular basis.
I had a really good time.
I really hate that about you.
You would have loved to play that. You're just upset that
I know.
You
I am
play
very
with
upset
us.
that I wasn't able to be there. Yeah. Very upset about it.
You would have been on my team too, and we would have had a great
have.
time. And you wouldn't have been as like jilted as you are now. You're just upset
I am
that you
upset
weren't
that I
there
didn't get to go
to be mean with me.
Agreed.
Would you have helped me kill people?
Absolutely. I would have just absolutely docked everybody.
So, myself and then also Alex from Board Game Co., we've had a really good time getting to know Meg over the course of the last 3 to 6 months. Been really, really nice to meet her and to hang out with her. She's a fantastic personality. I know that they both do work on Camp Co-op and then on Twitch, and then also she's got an Instagram following, and then as I mentioned, she's part of a collective group who I think predominantly work off of either Instagram or TikTok, but also they have a YouTube group. They're just really, really good people. I love all of them. They're fantastically warm and receptive and always willing to hang out with other people. I've enjoyed getting to know them. I first met them at Gamma, but I got to spend a little bit more quality time here at Origins in Ohio, and that was a lot of fun for me.
That's cool.
So... Have you seen any other content at all?
Unfortunately, I haven't. I mean, I've seen a few...
I'm not big on Instagram or TikTok or anything like that.
I've seen a few posts from Professor Meg just because Jesse told me about her, and she looks amazing and does some incredible cosplays. Yeah,
cosplay. So actually, really her and Roberto did some really good cosplay. She did like a Western RPG cosplay at Origins, and then Roberto did one of the best cosplays I've ever seen. He did a Moon Knight one, and he's got photos up of his Moon Knight cosplay, and it looked awesome. I didn't see him while he was in it at Origins, but it looked so cool.
That's cool.
So then I'm going to drop down to Max Themer and Table Knots, and I'm also going to add in a partial shout out to Foster the Meeple, because my hangout with Max over the course of Origins was also with Kyle, who is the American side of Foster the Meeple. So Foster the Meeple is another Canadian group, but that includes mostly Jeff and Jamie, who are a couple up there in Canada who do a lot of board game content, and they're very close friends with Max and his wife Danielle. But the American side of that is Kyle, and Kyle lives in Columbus or just outside of it.
Oh, cool.
And so whenever we were at the convention, I decided to take kind of a full night of the convention, and I left the convention area, and I met up with them, and we played at Kyle's house, and we hung out, we got dinner and stuff like that, and we played. I taught them Forbidden Stars, which is my number one game of all time.
It's like your go-to. If I can teach you Forbidden Stars, it'll be the greatest day ever.
I mean,
except you don't ever teach me or Jesse.
Neither of you have ever asked about it. To be fair,
I literally have asked about it this entire time.
No. You said if we could go get Alex's copy.
Yes, I would love to learn it.
I would love to teach you.
Well, then teach.
We got to talk to our boss.
Yeah,
exactly. So we went out and we played Forbidden Stars. I taught them. We played a 3-player game, and it was a blast. It just confirmed for me how much I love that game. I really enjoyed getting to teach it to some new people, and I think they had a great time as well. I think Max it was Max's copy of the game that he brought to the convention, and I think I have at least confirmed how much.
Who won?
I did. I mean, so
you didn't even try a new strategy or anything. You just
to be fair, they know because of the nature of the teach. I played with the basic map building, and I gave them the 2 better factions, and I played with what I would consider kind of the turtle faction that focuses on defense and stuff like that. But again, I know the game. I've played it way more than they have, and I was teaching it to them. They did quite admirably. We went all the way to the 7th or the 8th round, which is the final 2 rounds of the game. Okay. And they delayed me from winning for 4 rounds or something like that. So it was a really good game. It was a good game, and I think they had a good time. I had a blast with them. I've gotten to spend a little bit of time with Max here in Cleveland because he came up and we did. Oh my gosh, my brain just.
I think that was when I was gone. Right?
Uprising.
No,
is that the name of the one downstairs?
No,
Uprising, Curse of the Last Emperor?
Oh, yeah.
It's Uprising. For some reason, my brain was blanking. But we did Uprising, Curse of the Last Emperor, and we hung out with him, and we got to do some other games with him as well. Had an absolute blast. Oh, we played some Root, too. Had a really good time hanging out with Max here, and so once I knew that he was going to be at Origins, we wanted to make sure that we met up. We met up, played Forbidden Stars, and then actually we played from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. or something. It might have been 9 p.m. to 2 a.m.
Wow.
And then we decided that we were going to wake up in the morning and go play disc golf. And so instead of getting me back to the convention hotel so I could work, we got me back even earlier so that I could pick up my disc golf discs. And then we went to the course and the 3 of us played in the morning. Don't regret it at all, minus the fact that I was sore for 2 days afterwards. But it was a really good time. So Max from Table Knots and also Kyle from Foster and the Meeple really had a great time hanging out with them.
Cool.
Do you watch their content at all?
I have to say I don't, unfortunately. Not because I won't love it. I don't have a whole lot of extra time to watch.
No, for sure.
Stuff. So
Table Knots is special for me because it's both Max and Doolin. But actually, honestly, more than their video content, I love their Discord community. If you ever go into the Table Knots Discord, it is such a positive space. I really have a good time there. I had the people on there. I've met up with them on Board Game Arena, and they've helped me learn Feast for Odin and stuff like that. So
that's cool.
Just really good people on the Discord community for Table Knots. And then the last one for me is actually the person that I probably chronologically spent the most time with, and that's Gnarly Carley from Gnarly Carley Gaming. I know that she's active on Instagram. She works with No Rules Barred in the UK. She works with Blood on the Clock Tower. She has her own YouTube channel, and she works for Lucky Duck as a community manager. So she's got a lot of different fingers and a lot of different pies, but she's also just a super sweet person. I had an absolute blast hanging out with her and getting to know her at the booth. She's such a sweet soul, and we had a lot of fun. The Lucky Duck booth was such a positive environment with Bree Goldman and Sean Wainwright, who were kind of the ones who anchored the booth down. And then, of course, you've got Vince, who's the head of Lucky Duck. He was kind of popping in and out because he had meetings, but he's also maybe one of the most exuberant human beings I've ever met. He's just he's when you think of a happy-go-lucky French man with just the best attitude in the world, Vince fits that persona perfectly.
Nice.
But all of that was, the booth time, and then the content creator that was there is Carley, and I got to spend a lot of time with her. She worked kind of the community manager Destiny's side of the booth that was a little bit opposite from where we were. It was kind of around a wall of Destiny, and she's helping to organize and officialize a Destiny communities manager editor.
Oh, cool.
So it's when you go through Destinies, you have a finite amount of scenarios.
Right.
But they've opened it. Burp. they've opened
Timestamp
burp.
Devin burps.
They've opened it up to where people in the community can create their own scenarios. And so instead of that being kind of a very scrappy, randomly associated community aspect, they're trying to kind of organize it under Lucky Duck to where they can bring it all together and make it smoother to where people just have access to Destiny scenarios as a community.
That's cool.
So she's doing a lot of really cool stuff for Lucky Duck, and I got to spend, we went out to dinner as a team, and we got to spend a lot of time around the booth, and we chatted a bunch, and Carley was just such a sweet human, and I had a really good time hanging out with her.
Nice.
But,
that's awesome.
Yeah, so that was my 5 content creators that I got to meet and hang out with at Origins, and then I had a really good time getting to know.
Good.
What about you? What about your content creators from when you were at Origins this year?
my content
were you not there?
I didn't get to go.
It's okay. Because
Devin doesn't love me, so he didn't take me. So he didn't tell me that there was an option that I could work there because I wouldn't have been able to do it anyway. Booths. But you didn't even mention it.
Gen Con has the same thing.
Yeah, I already paid for my tickets to Gen Con, though. I bought it last year. Because I was told they would sell out super fast. So that's why I did.
Well, that's not my fault.
Well,
how is that my fault?
I don't know. You're my friend. You should tell me things. Get your stupid hamster off. You know why a Mingo is better than a hamster?
They're kissing.
You're going to corrupt my poor Mingo.
They're kissing.
My Mingo can actually drink.
No way.
Can your hamster drink?
Yeah.
It's a flamingo glass.
He just gets a little
way dirty with it.
He gets a little drunk while he does it.
Super drunk with it. Why do you just?
I mean,
now it's infested.
He can poop in the drink.
Oh my gosh! What do you do with my stuff?
He just poops in the drink.
Why would you let him poop in the drink?
Sometimes you gotta go, and he's making eye contact while he does it. He's like, "Hey, I'm pooping in your cup."
He's like, "Hey, huh?"
Sometimes you made yourself laugh more than you thought you would.
It was too funny.
I didn't think you would.
All right, let me try to do it again. Let me try to do it again.
No. That was perfect. That's where we're leaving that. We're gonna slowly go. No, we're gonna slowly go to an outro for that.
No, you can't.
You just made yourself laugh to where you couldn't finish your own joke. That was perfect.
That is the most horrible thing about me.
That's the most perfect thing.
Because I love jokes so much.
No, I laugh at my own humor.
They're so funny.
I laugh at my own humor. I think that's great. Yeah. But it's a beautiful place to be. No, you don't need to continue.
I really need to.
We're done.
I feel like I need to, though.
No? What are you going to continue on?
I was just going to actually tell the joke better, but I honestly don't think I can.
No, that's the best version of the joke. You can't top that part of the joke.
All right, fine. So what's your outro this week? Because everything's always different. This is.
I think it's that one time when I kicked all of your butts at Root. All right, see you guys.
Thanks. This has been Devin Talks About Tables. And
keep talking.
Have another great day.
Nope, keep talking.
With time that you have.
Keep talking.
Mingos are better. Hamsters really suck. They're not nearly as fun as Mingos. Devin needs to talk more about tables.